Hello and welcome to another episode of the Reading Roundup. My name is Kylie, and I'm going to go over the 7 books that I read in April of 2026. Starting out with the one that, in a way, kind of disappointed me the most, which was Art of Legend by Wesley Chu. It is the third and final book in the War Arts trilogy, which I have been reading since last year. Picked it up on a whim. It was on somebody else's TBR. If you want to really have a good time on Goodreads, go to strangers' TBRs and just go through and grab what looks interesting and is available at your local library and have a good time. I love doing that. It branches me out from what I would kind of gravitate towards. And I also kind of figured out I don't really have a type anymore because of it. Anyway, The Art of Legend. I liked it, but the ending felt so very flat for me, which was so disappointing. I thought it was so rushed. It was all building up really nicely, and then just, okay, it's all wrapped up so neatly in 1 to 2 chapters. After all this epic storytelling and all of these big grand moments, and then there it is. But it was still really good, so I gave it 4 stars. Next was Apparently Sir Cameron Needs to Die by Greer Stothers, which was suggested by one of my friends. In my book club, we're giving kind of choose your own adventure, and this one that I'll be having in a few days is a romance. It was a romance. It sounded cute. It sounded fun. It was short. It was available at the library, so I picked it up. I liked the first half so much better than the second half. The second half was honestly dull. It was great when he was himself. It was great when he was a vulture, when he was a woman. And then the dragon stuff happened and the space stuff happened. It just got kind of like, okay, this is a little all over the place. I ended up giving it 2 stars. It was just fine. Not for me. Next is All My Friends Are Superheroes by Andrew Kaufman. It was, again, fine, middling. It was really, really short. I banged it out in one evening. Actually, on one of these evenings, the kind of time off I get once a week. And it was just, the metaphor got sloppy. The metaphor got really loosey-goosey. I understood what it was telling me. But it was just kind of like, hey, here's this metaphor. It's like, okay, I get it. I understand it. But I liked it well enough. The author reads the book himself. And you can really feel like the emotion in it, which was nice. I gave it 3 stars. Next up was The Mad Wife by Meagan Church. I found this really upsetting, but also very beautiful and very true to my personal experience as a mom who sometimes does not like being a mom and who has had a really hard time keeping up with her own expectations and other people's expectations in especially postpartum and now I guess I can call it motherhood. He's 2.5. But I identified with like whole sections of it. And so it was a 5-star for me. I really liked it. I picked it up to get a Goodreads achievement and I really enjoyed it. Next up is Lone Women by Victor LaVelle. It was a not good time. It wasn't offensive like 1 stars tend to be for me, so that's why it was, spoiler alert, a 2-star. But it's about a woman who goes off on her own in 1913, I think, and she's going out to Montana. She's really idealized Montana in her head, and she's carrying the steamer trunk with her. And then shenanigans ensues. It's boring shenanigans, to be quite honest with you. It has this uncanny ability to undercut its own tension, where it's like, oh, this might be built, and it's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone. It just manages to so effectively kill its own tension. It's fascinating. And I'm so just very disappointed in that. So it was 2 stars. Next up, super shorty. I read it in about an hour, I think, was The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Stetson. It is actually one of the inspirations for it, The Mad Wife. That's not really why I read it. It was mainly because it was available and it came up on like a short story, like best of list. I liked it. It was kind of spooky. It was kind of fun to see how this woman is kind of driving herself insane. It's kind of open-ended. It's kind of fun. It's kind of silly. Not really. It's actually pretty creepy, in my opinion, for what it is. And between you and me, I think she kills herself at the end, and I think that's pretty obvious. I really want to read more short stories because of this. Not really to get the credit for it, but just because I think you can really fit some into a really short space. I'm trying to find The King in Yellow because I love True Detective Season 1, but I'm having a hard time with my local library. But that was a 4-star. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, which is a second chance romance. I wanted to have something that was I'm trying to get something that was better than a Sir Cameron. And Newly Nova, Lexi, on here, really just high praise, 5 stars. Oh my God, screaming, crying, throwing up. And I think she and I just have different tastes because every time I've gone with a book she really likes, I'm whelmed. I don't hate it. I'm just whelmed. I think she and I just have different tastes, different values, which is fine. But it's a second chance romance in which a man and woman meet again as adults, having spent a very intense week together as teenagers. And they are down bad so quick. They, I think, collectively spend, before they start smashing and I love youing, 10 days together, and 7 days of that, spoiler alert, is drug-addled and prefrontal cortex. Like, it's not realistic. And I don't like precocious children. And of course she has a precocious child. Does every child in a romance setting have to be precocious and overly adult? Is that like a requirement? Is there a checklist you have to go through with it? Oh, you have a child, they have to be precocious. Or is it just that children are precocious like that? I have no idea. But there was also this underlying dated nature. It's set in 2019 and you can tell. Like, it's pretty millennial cringe, honestly. Like, she's a cool mom, but she's still millennial cringe. And it wasn't offensive. It was fine. I was kind of whelmed. It was really cute. At the beginning, it made me laugh, and then it just kind of plopped itself down to a 3-star. The Anxious Generation by Jonathan something. I forget how to pronounce his last name. It'll be right here. But it was very, very informative. It is looking at how basically phones ruined the youth, smartphones specifically, and how Gen Z, which depending on who you ask, I am an older Gen Z or a very young millennial. I remember when smartphones came out for my age group, which was, late high school, early college. I didn't get one until 2014 when I had already graduated high school. And then I didn't get Instagram and things like that until much later. I was also incredibly resistant to Facebook. I didn't get one of those until 2010 because my boyfriend at the time pressured me into it. And I feel like I dodged a bullet compared to what these young people have to deal with now, the kids with Instagram, TikTok. Because I know how it can make me feel to see other people's highlight reels, and my brain's fully developed. I'm a whole ass 30, and I still feel bad. I have to tell myself this isn't real. These people aren't real. That person you're seeing right now is not real. But can you imagine being 15, 14, 13, and having that pushed to you all the time? Like, that's a killer. And this really shows, with statistical data, how it's a killer. So it was a 5. It was a 5 out of 5. I don't want to get my son a phone until he's like 45. This month I had 2 DNFs. I had The Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu. He is a young adult author, apparently. It was a young adult book with some sex and swearing in it. And it felt very typical. Like, of course he has this special rare dragon. This is a young man who's part of a kind of slave class of civilians who are kind of human, like, barter, I guess? I don't know how to really phrase it, but basically their incentive to not attack. So, hey, if you attack us, we're going to kill the people that we have in our instead, like in our place. And it's just typical from there. It's boring. I got really bored. We read it for book club. I didn't finish it in time for book club. And I just didn't want to pick it back up. Once there wasn't any pressure behind it, I was not interested. I think I got like halfway through it and I couldn't care less. And the last one was Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This was fine. It's about, I think, 6 astronauts who are up in a space station that's orbiting the world for 9 months. And maybe I just wasn't having a good time. It was just kind of dull. And it was one of those, like, I have other things that I want to read more than this. And I just am not that interested in this. So I'm going to use my free will and I'm going to drop it. It was really short. I only got like 40 pages into the 180 pages or 200 pages, whatever it was. But I just was not interested, so DNF. So that is the 7 books and 2 DNFs that I did in April. That brings my total for the month to 3.6 stars, and the total for the year to 3.27 stars. I think I'm doing pretty good, kind of holding. I had a couple of doozies, nothing too heinous. I didn't have any 1 stars, so I don't think that pulled me down too much. Like, comment, subscribe, come hang out with me while I teach myself how to sew and start cooking again and read and keep the darkness away. So, bye!